Hello, everyone. Welcome back to a shorter part of episode 6 of the Fusewrights Union. We are figuring some stuff out for the next score. We're probably not going to do the score this session, but we have some prep to do for it and some other scenes to do before it happens, things like that.
Yeah, I got a new special ability on the break. If you want me to,
use the coin for a downtime action to train, right?
Yeah. Yes.
What do you got?
I got a veteran ability for misdirection.
New create distraction, get an extra die.
It's from the Mirage Aruvian. I'm following the Aruvian. I grabbed it from another Aruvian playbook.
Nice.
But it's the Mirage special ability for misdirection. So yeah, when I create a distraction, +1 die. This
including other actions of yours that are assisted or made possible by distraction. Nice.
Yeah. So if you set up a distraction, all of us get +1d.
It's for the thing that the distraction helps you do. It's not like forever ongoing.
Okay.
But I set up this smoke display and then Brian goes, I take advantage of that distraction to do something.
Nice.
It's an interesting mechanical point that I wanted to bring up. Setup actions from the book seem like it's not like hold that you spend. It's as long as it's fictionally relevant that you get the bonus, yeah?
Yeah.
I've often thought it was just a one-time... Well, that's usually because the actions were one-time things. Let me go...
Yeah, because there are a couple of places in the book where it's like, and use the setup action, and two people work off the same setup action to do other stuff.
Setup team maneuver... I mean, I did copy paste it. It's in teamwork. So let me teamwork, assist, lead, group action, protect, setup. With an indirect effect of the obstacle, any member of the team who follows through on your maneuver gets +1 effects. Okay, so it's a one-time thing, but if it affects multiple people, they all each get their own one-time thing.
Yeah, this is the same thing.
Yeah.
When I create a distraction, anyone that takes advantage of my distraction, including me, get the bonus die that roll too, much like a setup action. You have to use it immediately after. You can't be like, well, that smoke that's been going for 4 rounds. Like, it doesn't work then, but...
Yes. Okay, cool. So, what do you...
I don't know.
What do you guys do?
Yeah. Just a final note, this just seemed less apropos about what we're doing, but more about how we've been doing all plans of attack. There's usually a lot of distraction involved. I'm not very shooty, so I figured this means I'm just on distraction duty and infiltration duty, and you do the fighty parts.
Yep.
I think we have a free downtime action on our turf.
To prepare for an operation if it's on your turf, yeah.
Mm-hmm. What's your idea?
In the last time, like, LaRose and the Bluecoats, they seemed like they knew that they should be coming into this last score. Why not invite them over to our turf and basically say, what intel did you have? How did you know about this? What's going
on? That sounds more like talking to LaRose, right?
Yeah.
My idea was more like we sort of either prowl around or like try and study the area and figure out, okay, where's the strongest defensible point here, which I guess would be like our +1 for
where are they weakest.
Yeah,
the downtime action, it says, must in some way contribute to the operation coming up. So
how about where are we going to store the people? Where are we going to say this is the safe point, we get them to this building?
Or where's our safest point in this area? Right? Something like that.
It's up to you.
Oh, so instead of
you can
asking
also do
what
multiple
their
if you have the
weakness is,
coin, more downtime actions.
Set up so it's... Sorry. But yeah, it's instead of asking where their weakness is, we set up so that it's automatically a weakness. We're in a strong position, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah, something like that.
The opposite way of looking at where they're weakest. It's where we act from where we're strongest, and that's where they're weakest. Is where we're strongest.
Yeah, they're weakest where you're strongest. You could fortify. That you could take an action to just like start setting up like barricades or
where do we make our stand? Is our gather information that matters?
Yeah, that could be It just depends on what the role is, right? I know I want to use as many dice as possible. This roll.
Yeah.
The thing is, I have
Well, I mean-
one in study and one in survey. So if you got 2 pips at anything, that's better.
I have 2 pips in prowl and 3 in hunt, but I don't think hunt.
Hunt
Wouldn't,
doesn't
I don't
take
think
you
either of
to-
those would matter in this case. You don't have to sneak. It's your turf right now.
Yeah.
I'd say let's do a group action in survey because I think almost all of us have something in that.
I have 1 in it.
Yeah,
I was also going to suggest a possibility of skirmish because it's a fight, and
I don't know.
fighters know where to position themselves.
I
Mm,
guess
no,
you could
the
do a group
skirmish-
survey downtime action. I never thought
Well,
of that.
Skirmish is explicitly skirmish with an opponent.
It says
But it's
assault
also
or
assault
hold
or
a
hold a
position.
position.
You're right. It is assault or hold a position. But balls.
We could do a team downtime action, right? Like the teamwork.
yeah,
think so.
teamwork survey.
Yeah.
I think survey is the best option, mostly because I think we all have some survey we can contribute, whereas skirmish is 1, maybe 2 of us.
And then
Yeah,
we
and
just
I have
add
not been
another
dumping
die on
pips
it.
into things.
Yeah, I have 1 pip in survey.
Did-
So
Yeah, so do I.
Oh,
Okay.
so that's 4 dice?
It's still 4 dice, yeah.
If someone
Plus
wants
1
to
would be
lead
5.
it.
So that's the most amount of dice we have is if we just group survey it.
Yeah, and you would count as each other's allies for this. The person leading it would be the one taking the action that you're all doing.
So that would make it 6 dice?
What's the 5th dice from? Oh, from your
The-
own.
+1.
Being
On our
a
own turf.
Well, I just read it, and it was actually +1 for the gather informations and a free. It's not +1 to all actions with your own turf. You are gathering.
Right, but it's we're
yeah,
gathering
yeah. It would be
information.
then. Yes, you're right. It would be
So
6
then-
dice.
6. That sounds like the best plan.
Yeah.
Okay, so the group leader rolls the bonus dice. The rest of us just roll our actions.
Yeah, everyone
Mhm.
roll 1 dice, but the group leader, whoever that is, rolls 3 basically.
Who has the
I think
least
we're
amount of
all at
stress?
the same place for stress again.
Yeah, I think I got
I'm-
I'm
4.
going to be pretty useless. Fighters, no. If you're going to be frontliney, no, it's not you. So not Adric.
Okay.
We need
Yeah,
you need your
it's-
stress in case you get punched in the face or something.
I was going to say it might want to be me simply because if I haven't done Vice this turn, if I need to, I can indulge that. And
Oh, that's a better way to do it.
Do it
Go.
and then indulge before the
Then
starts.
indulge your
Yeah.
vice.
because technically, if it's not done, then I'm at
Yeah, we're-
3 because I take 1 from having ignored indulging my Vice
Oh.
because I have a trauma there. So
Yeah. Okay.
yeah, I can lead that one.
Cool.
Okay.
Well, let's
Okay.
roll it up.
Yep.
Survey.
And it's a downtime,
Roll.
so position doesn't matter, and effect doesn't matter for this gather information because
Beepity boop, I got a 5.
I got a
6.
6.
And there's a 6, and there's a
I
stress.
got a 1.
1
Oh,
stress.
hopefully we get a crit.
We got a crit.
Waiting for.
We don't get a crit.
I'm saying hopefully. Did
Oh.
you?
We
roll?
can't. We
Can't.
don't have that ability.
No, you do.
Oh,
Yeah, we don't have the teamwork.
Well,
for-
on the 3 dice, you could.
On the 3 dice,
yeah,
that's
the 3 dice. Yeah,
possible.
Adric still
Yeah.
needs to roll the three dice.
Three
Oh,
dice.
right.
Yeah, you get survey +2.
Also
No
a
that's-
crit,
6.
but we do have a 6.
Yeah.
Or wait.
So, is there stress with a 5?
Not for the 5, just for the
No,
1
just
to
for the
3.
1.
The 1.
Okay. Say if you take 1 point of stress, that's actually pretty
Yeah.
good.
Not
Yep.
bad at all.
Okay.
Though it does mean that I'm still going to take another stress from the trauma,
Yeah, you'd be
which
at
will put me at
5.
5 because I'm not going to try and Vice at.
at 4.
At 4.
At 4.
Because it's not until after.
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay, so you were looking for what's the best place to defend effectively? Is that right?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
More or less.
Okay. So this new turf, the best place to defend it, based on the map and everything like that, I think you notice that basically one of the buildings seems to be, most of the buildings are like 4 to 6 stories tall. That's pretty standard around Duskwall. I was reading earlier today. That's as high as using the technology they had available at the time.
You
they
were
could
reading
build
that
them.
too?
Yep.
I was reading that same Twitter thread.
Nice. So yeah, they're about that. I think there's one building there that probably maybe it was something that the old turf holders used themselves. There's it's just like half a story higher than the others, but it has windows all around that you can use to get a clear shot. It's effectively it's not as it's basically a sniper's nest. It's as close to a sniper's nest as you got here.
Yeah, it's just
Um,
it's a sniper's nest. It is a building that is one level higher than the average, and there's windows on all four sides of it.
Exactly.
So.
It's
Excuse me, I
the
think you
closest
mean
thing
the
to it. You can
roofs?
see if people get close to buildings, you don't have an angle on them. But in terms of routes in, both your new and your old turf, you can cover basically all ways in and out. So that's a good place to defend. And then a good thing to do would be to have people just like it's a few floors, so just have people stay there and have them stay near the top of it, and have just defend from the high ground, basically. Even in melee, just barricade the doors there and use as your fortress effectively.
We have seen that when you have the high ground, you win, unless you're Darth Maul, and you don't.
And you don't win. Yes. So yeah, no, that's probably your best bet.
Gonna need a river of lava.
Yeah.
I will avoid that top floor. No, thank you. But
yeah, you know, and you can
do
totally defend
where there's not as many windows. Thanks.
Adric holds the
protect the door.
stairs.
You can protect the door. Make sure no one
yeah,
comes
no,
in.
there are doors in and protecting those. People can shoot into the sniper's nest too, of course, but they have a much harder time. So it's not seamless. It's not invincible. Not even close. But it's your best bet. And it's good.
As long as we're doing free play actions, I want to pull down Batman from his new sniper nest and ask if he would assist with a survey of this new block to see if there are any sewer pipes or false doors.
Or
Is this a
secret tunnel?
Secret tunnels. But I'm pitching this to you as, what if someone could sneak in from one of these secret tunnels we have around and get behind our building and our main defense and get us unawares? We should survey the area for secret tunnels.
I'll lend you a hand. So I'll take a stress.
Basically, I just want to walk around this new block we have and start just punching, kicking stones and parts of walls to see if things move or have access to the secret tunnel network.
Nice.
I don't know.
Looking in everyone's basements.
Yeah.
For extra.
Excuse me, I'm an inspector. I have to look for secret walls.
Okay.
Is that something I can do in free play mode?
Long-term project is free play. I don't see. I'm not actually sure about that. I mean, there would be consequences as normal. I don't see why not. I think.
Would you actually have to roleplay it out?
Not specifically. I think it'll just be limited effect.
Yeah. I'm not saying it'll be complete effect. Because
Yeah.
the primary purpose is securing for this, but it's kind of a clever ruse to I still want to work on my dumb little project.
If we want to fill your clock, it'll be limited effect, so we'll fill it by 1 if you succeed.
Yeah, limited effect. That's totally fair.
Okay.
So,
how filled in is your clock?
Ooh, that's cool. So it'll fill in by 1. You guys, this would be before you guys have actually pushed in. It would be all of this. So you're kind of scouting it. You're pushing into it. You're seeing what it is. So I think this will still be slightly risky.
Yep, I'm helping for the extra die. So
cool.
Don't make it desperate. It's just asking for bad things.
You're right. I got a 5.
All right. So yeah, you fill it by 1 tick. I think there was just a sec. There was 1 clock that had been filled in, and I had filled in, but I don't know what happened to it. I don't see it on here. I think we talked about it in the early session, but it was before I started putting things on the board. I have this clock here. Oh, that's why. Okay, no, never mind. That clock's no longer applicable. Cool.
Start a new clock.
More new clocks.
More new
Rise of the rat people.
I think I know what I'm gonna do. I think this will be an 8 clock because a semester is a long time. But I'm gonna fill in one thing for effectively the semester that you got off from your parents being over. It's not like anything bad. It's just like time's up for your free semester.
The weeks have flown by.
The weeks have flown by, kind of thing. Hicks's free semester ends
Is over.
and I think you do it, but with risky, I'll tick 2 on it. So
yeah, so the move-in takes longer than expected because I am slowing us down by investigating like basement tunnels and
you're checking all the locations for like a secret.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, but yeah, you still fill it by 1, so it's even closer to filling 3/4.
Slowly.
I think what you find, like limited effect. I think you find like one. Like one thing that looks like it's collapsed and it might need some more work.
I think it's just like a false wall into an alley kind of thing. It's not like a specific tunnel. It's just like a wall that has this weird little trick to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Around it easily. It's not like a lot of.
It's not like connected to an underground network or something like that. But it's just an escape route.
Yeah, the clock is called secret tunnels, but the actual thing I'm trying to unlock is not specifically a tunnel network. It's a combination of all of those little like false walls and
unexpected ways in and out of places.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. You find 1 or 2 of those. All right.
Well, as I've been looking for stupid things to do so that I can actually fill up my stress, I would love to go and survey around where the spirit wardens were to figure out if I can see where they've moved off to, if I can maybe get into the building at all. I just want to basically have a setup to know what they're up to and exactly how might I possibly get my hands on one of these whole things.
So gather information.
If you want some company with that.
I'm honestly angling for a desperate survey here.
This will be desperate.
Way.
If you're like watching their base, this is totally desperate.
You're returning to the scene of a crime.
And you're what are you hoping to learn? This is gather information. There's a lot of potential you mentioned. What specific thing are you looking for by survey?
I'm kind of assuming they're not still in this building. There's a couple of things.
Are you surveying the place where you hit?
Yeah, I'm talking about the place where we hit because I don't know where else to find them. I guess the first thing I'm trying to do is find where I can find them so that in future I can actually get the stuff I need done, like figuring out the one that got away, finding out where the hole might be. But the first thing is figuring out where they are.
Okay, that I will just tell you. That is not secret knowledge.
Okay.
They specifically have a manor, a like sprawling base training ground manor in White Crown. Let me get you the details.
Dread it.
Yeah, no, that's it's in the book.
Yeah. It's like advertised too because they're the spirit warden.
Yeah, they're like they're recruiting and stuff like that. And no spirit warden, like if you join spirit wardens from Duskwall, you get sent to the Spirit Warden Academy somewhere else because no spirit warden is from their own city, and they're all like White Crown. There's spirit wardens are like that as well as the inspectors. And they all keep themselves. That's what they say, but you don't know who they are. Here we go. Master Warden's Estate. This gigantic fortified manor is home to the commander of the Spirit Wardens and is their primary training facility. It's said that some spirits are not destroyed at Bellwether Crematorium, which is also one of their main locations, but are brought here instead for some unknown purpose. So if you want the most desperate, you could do there.
If that's the case, I'd be looking at around there, and I'd basically be watching to see if I can recognize the one that got away.
They're all wearing masks and keeping themselves anonymous.
I know. I'm looking for, like, build gate. And... Yeah, gate, and ridiculously difficult things to judge a person by. I may get it wrong a couple times.
Perfect.
Are any of them bandaged at the Achilles heel, perhaps?
All right. I think this will be limited desperate right now.
No, really? Okay. Do I have any ways to make that not as desperate? Not as desperate, more effective. Because I actually do want to find that person.
I mean, if you want some company, Grind would go with you.
You could also push yourself for greater effect.
I am shocked that you would go with me. I do need to push myself because I need the stress, surprisingly enough.
No, we're in shit with the Spirit Wardens, and Grind doesn't know anything about them. This is exactly up his alley. Like, know your enemy.
Yeah. The other thing
okay,
is,
I'll bring you with me there. Why not?
I don't think I'll go because of stress things, but I'm all about this. Focus in on taking down the Spirit Wardens plan. 1, because I love the hitting of government officials, and 2, because this is the essential service that we need the most in Duskfall. This is the public works service that's the most important.
You just want to see it fall to chaos.
Yeah, but it's just like, we're gonna hit the government. We're gonna take out the people that protect us from ghost apocalypse.
Perfect.
Sounds like a great call.
So
I'll just start heading out, and Grind will meet me and whatnot, and say.
Hicks, are you there too? I
misunderstood.
No, I'm not. I wasn't gonna go. I'm just saying I approve of these plans.
Okay.
I'm all for this hitting of the.
Okay, so I will
from Hicks as you leave.
Yeah.
I will push myself to get the extra 2 stress to push it to desperate standard, and then I have a bonus die from Grind's help, and we'll see where this goes.
Yes, we will.
Take the stress for that.
Hey!
Okay.
That's a good
5.
Well, hey, I finally got XP.
Yes, that's true. Okay. So I think. Oh no. So you there's not a lot of places to hide outside of the manor. I think the only way that you can do this, and this is desperate, I think, you basically have to like walk by as a random civilian. To like that's the only way you can get close enough to see just walk
back and forth.
Exactly.
Two civilians.
That's why it's desperate.
Pentagon.
There just isn't really a good place.
And this is my dad.
Yeah,
put it on a hat and just doing it again.
It's if you want to do that, but I think you notice some of the you've taken out I think 1 of them, and there were 4. You took out 2?
2 of 3. 2 of 3. Yep.
I thought that, okay. So yeah, you see one of them who's still alive. I think you recognize you think he's the guy that you took out. He has like there's some scratch. Was he the one who was actually holding the bird? I think you killed that one.
Yeah.
But he's still like they were shot at. And so I think you see there's like he may have a new uniform on, but you see there's like some holes in his boots, and he's like a bit sore. Like they were still shot at and injured, just not killed. And so he looks a bit sore, and you might see like or might think he has bandages on under his uniform, but it's hard to tell. And you notice that once or twice he's not training. He's actually, you notice him standing to the side while the others are training, but not in a commanding position, more like he's sitting it out because he's injured. And once or twice, some of the other wardens will like come over and one person in particular, like hands on shoulder, like checks on him once or twice. And you can't hear exactly what they're speaking about. But one of them seems concerned for this other person and they brush it off. But I think you can identify. I think from now on you can tell when you see them. Like you look at them, you memorize them in terms of posture and everything like that. You don't know their name or anything like that, but you'll know them when you see them again. However, you and Grine, I think 2 spirit wardens start walking towards you both. They're in the middle of their manor, but these guys are effectively acting as security guards. They are their own security guards. So they start walking directly towards you, too. on the like you're just on the like bright flower gardeny streets of White Crown. It is unlike everything
most
else.
well-lit street in the city.
Exactly, and it's wide, unlike most of the places and streets, which are very narrow. But yeah, they start walking towards you, pretty at a brisk pace.
Leaves. Yeah,
Can we
I'd
leave
not
them?
book it, but I'd turn around, keep walking, move down a side alley the second we see one.
Okay, as soon as you turn around, like, hey, hang on, stop, and they do the whole like come back here. Where they have questions for you, kind of thing.
Am I under arrest or am I free to go?
Yeah.
Am I being detained?
Okay, you're trying to get away. Are you splitting up or staying together?
Are we running or are we stopping?
I'll give that to you. There's
There's
not no alleys, but there's a
good.
lot fewer and a lot less dark alleys here to duck into.
Trust me, unless you want me telling them to go away, it's not going to work.
Yes.
You might be better
And I will
off
let
just
you know
running
now,
away.
while there aren't no blue coats have been brought in now, this place has some of the most frequent blue coat patrols in the whole city.
It's maxed on safety and security.
Yeah.
Talking our way out would be safer overall, but running, we have a higher likelihood of getting out. But
You
at
have
the
a head
same
start.
time,
Now,
yeah.
just as a theoretical thing, what happens if I trauma out in free play? Am I still in the score or not?
You're not. You're just out for the scene, basically. Was what it says. For the situation is what you're out for.
Because I mean, that's an option here. I don't have any trauma. I could take some trauma if things go terrible.
They or you get to say what it is, but maybe it's they capture you and you get released later, changed or something. It's entirely up to you what that trauma is.
It's a long interrogation.
They know who I am, and I'm now haunted. Like,
Or they quite literally tear you
some
with
ghost shit on me.
They stab you with a ghost, and now you are haunted by ghost.
That's already the case.
More so.
More ghost.
I can't see Adric's basic response being talk our way out of it. But yeah,
I got a thing. Okay, so flashback, because we know what's going on.
Mm-hmm.
Let's set up a little trap.
Oh,
so we can run out. I can make a ghost mosh pit that we can run back out of, and
it was actually one of the plans. Is you guys go there, like because Adric wants to go there and find the guy. When the spirit wardens come and talk to you, this is like, let's see how they react to this ghost bomb.
There's this thing. We need you to come and see and deal with it. Come on, please help us.
Okay, so
then you see
you're
how
using
quick they react.
your arcane like new ability.
Basically. Yeah, my ghost ward wreck ability.
Yeah, to make a place.
I can make an area enticing to spirits.
Okay, awesome. Yeah, that'll be a 1 cost flashback to do it. I think it's still a roll, right?
Yeah, I still have to wreck it. Yeah.
I think if it's that, I think it'll be limited effect right now because it's so close to the Spirit Warden base. That's where spirits don't really want to go.
Fair.
So I think it'll be limited effect. And of course, you are already in a desperate position in terms of how this will save you. If it doesn't go well, they'll blame you for it. I mean, and be like, what did you do?
Is limited effect enough to get us away? Technically,
limited effect would, in this case, mean out of the 2 searching for you, 1 will keep going after you, and 1's going to go back and report this.
What if, like, as I said, our plan is, hey, look, we stop, we turn around. Intention was, we were waiting to try and tell you about this thing. You need to come check it out, and, like, leading them to it and then slipping off. Would that basically make this a setup role for more talking skills?
That would make. I think it would actually make the talking a setup role for the anathema thing. Not the anathema, the enticing spirits thing, which would you could use to increase the effect of that.
If you have fine wrecking tools, right?
Yeah, but it's 2 load, and this cuts into the job load.
Does it?
Does it?
It's free play.
But that doesn't refresh until the end of a score.
Yep.
Well, do you pick a load for free play? Like that doesn't make sense to me.
I'm checking right now with load.
I think load is specifically on the job, right?
Here we go.
But it might make the tools unavailable, maybe. I don't know.
I'm tempted to say if you have it, you have it. Like in terms of this, it does make sense that you would, especially for a flashback and for where you were going to. But I will check, since we won't be doing the score this time, we can double check in between. I think it's very likely that it won't count.
So give it for it's not going to count, and if we have to
Okay.
fix
Do it
that for
future
next
stuff.
time.
Yeah, that's what I mean. We'll fix it for future stuff if it needs to be fixed.
Okay. That works. Then I can just up the effect right there.
Okay.
Rec. So rec desperate
Yep.
and standard effect because it's up from limited. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. I know what the Devil's Bargain say no because there's 1 clock left with.
Yes.
Yeah.
Here's my Devil's Bargain. If things this is an if things go badly thing. So the Devil's Bargain is this is true, but it won't affect you unless things go badly. The spirits that appear are hostile to all living creatures, including you guys if you happen to walk through it.
I have a second one.
I mean that makes the ruse even more believable.
Convincing, yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. My idea was you have to use some of our supply to do it, and then we take the out of supply again.
I'd be good with that too.
I'm
What's
for
our
the
supply
hostile
clock
to
at?
everyone.
Sorry, I'm not
It's at
looking at it.
There's
one
a
of
6 clock.
6.
That's
Yeah.
one filled called
Okay.
out of supply.
I mean, I want to do a supply job, so I'm going to take that. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
If that's an option.
It's something we want to do in the future anyway. It's just sort of like taking
The
down
job
to when we
after
have
this
to do
job,
it.
which is
Yep.
after the next job.
Yep, exactly.
We have a queue. It's fine. It's
Yeah.
always good to have the next plan.
Yeah, you have work lined up for a while.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that
We're
nothing else
booked
will
through
come
August.
up and have to be dealt with right now.
Nothing at all. Okay,
That's not how this game goes.
so that's the extra Devil's Bargain. Let's see what we got.
All right. So that's
I can't think of how I
one
could help,
extra
but it's up
die.
to Marissa.
Is there
You could help
anything
by
I can
talking.
do to help?
Well, the
It could be the
intent is
mercy
to
clock.
convince them, basically. So you could help by just talking in the present to help the flashback be more convincing and help distract them.
Yeah.
Because this is meant to be a distraction, ultimately.
That's up to you if
Sounds
you want to
good.
spend the stress right now. I'm rolling 4 dice right now.
If that's the case, I am at 6 stress right now. I'll stay at 6 because I've got 1 dice to remove it, so hopefully it's not a horrible roll.
Okay.
Okay. All right. So 1 bonus die. Rolling it. It's not going through. Try it again.
Oh,
6.
Oh, there it is.
you do.
Oh,
6.
good. At least there was a 6 there.
Lots of 2s, but there was 1 6.
Okay,
I'm
so
good.
yeah, I think
It matters.
yeah, I think it's one of those like it works perfectly. Like they're looking at you, you walk past like not the alley, but like maybe a side garden basically of one of the manors. And they get that like chilling feeling on their breath. They like one grabs the other, they both stop, both look, they both get out their instruments, and then it's like off the charts, and they're like, we got to report this. Come on! And they both like just run back to base to deal with this immediately. This should not be happening.
And we stroll
let's,
quickly out of
go.
Whitetown.
So they clean it up. Like it's for them. It's still dangerous, but it's something they are equipped to handle. But you're out of there scot-free. Very nice. Okay.
So I know the person. That's exactly what I needed.
Yeah. You don't know like their name. You don't know anything about them, but you'll know when you see them.
Go ahead.
Oh, no, you go. You finish.
I'm obviously then going to pay a coin to get rid of some downtime vice on that one, and get rid of some downtime stress. fictionally, it's a little bit more tricky for me to figure out what to do at this point, as I'm midway through trying to buy a house. But I guess wandering on down to the docks and trying to find
You
or
spread the word
identifying
to
the
the
different
orphan
kids who
kids.
I'm going to say, hey,
Yeah.
these people are going to come in this place.
Okay, that makes sense.
Or alternatively, you could be doing legal paperwork if you want to set up a legal orphanage.
I'm still not sure about that. Legal orphanage is probably incredibly unlikely. Let's be honest here.
Okay,
I mean,
I'm
just
just
by handing out money to random people.
I'm just
But yeah.
spitballing. You could
Fair
also be like, shoot, what can you do that's beating people up?
You go to the
Well,
other official
lowering-
orphanages.
You could be lowering property values around the building in which you want to buy.
That's great.
No, I'll just
You can
stand
also
in
spread the word
dark
that you're
corners
intending to buy
and
this
start staring
house.
at children. That'll be no problems.
You're going to stand at some local parks and decide which children need be orphans to fill your orphanage.
You create the demand.
Orphan factory.
Beautiful, yes.
All right.
Yeah, supply and demand. You want high supply so you can undercut the other orphanages because you have so many orphans to get rid of.
Out of
Great.
it's asking for bonus dice, but you can't do bonus dice on Vice, can you?
Yeah, if someone accompanies you.
Oh,
Yeah.
In which case, anyone want to help me find some orphans?
Yeah, I'll help with some orphans.
Sweet.
Walk around looking at kids. I'm just making sure no one gets hurt. I'm more chaperoning this event.
Yeah.
Go-
You're just walking around like with a flask in your hand, like just like drinking and watching all of this
We're not
happen.
even sure which of us is
I'm
the
just
bigger
making sure you
problem
don't
here.
try to take any of them right now. Is really what I'm going for. Make sure you don't walk up with a child.
Yep. Okay.
All right.
Nice.
There we go.
Nice.
Yeah. And then I had just like a thing that I'm just gonna state that Zayd does for flashback bait later. He, knocks on Skurlock's door to have a conversation about his sister.
You want to have that conversation or flashback?
Who?
Skurlock.
Skurlock has a sister?
Skurlock.
No.
No,
Zayd's- Sierra.
Zayd's sister. Sierra, the ghost.
Oh, right.
Yes.
Yeah.
I don't know
Okay.
because we still want to do like XP and stuff, and then end off with the engagement roll, right?
We don't have to end with the
Mhm.
engagement roll. We'll see how it is. That the engagement roll
Okay.
itself can be pretty quick though.
Yeah, engagement roll's not the long part.
Yeah, I could do. Yeah, we could have that scene now.
Okay. So then, yeah, you knock on the door, and it just like creakily, slowly opens by itself.
Obviously, because he only knows my persona, I'm dressed up.
Okay.
You
Perfect.
were
knows
dressed up in the middle of the night when he came to visit?
No, he pulled up like when
Oh, yeah.
the screaming was happening. He dressed up and had the mask on in case he needed to shoot
Oh.
people.
We just don't want to tell them that both Zaid and the Phoenix are part of our organization. That's the easier lie to maintain. That you're not the same person. You're just both part of the gang.
I like keeping the ruse better.
Whatever.
Don't know if he might just know because of his
And
he's been
not
watching.
care.
Yeah, I think that's what he does.
Would he even care?
No, I think you come in. It's like a grand
ask
manor.
if I could come
It's
in, yeah.
slightly dilapidated, but it's still a grand manor. It just looks ancient and sometimes dusty. As you walk in, there's like a foyer with like a coat, like it's very nice coat rack and everything like that. And then a few seconds after you walk into the foyer, the next door opens up. Sort of a side door leading to like a large area that's like a lounge with couches and stuff like that. Lord Skurlock is already sitting there with a glass of like whiskey poured out for you, like sitting like in front of there, and he says, "Come in, Zayd."
And he has his
He just says your name.
I just pull down the mask and go.
Yeah,
All right. Well,
he doesn't even mention it. He doesn't like. He doesn't seem to like
to
be
care.
bothered by it. Yeah, he's just like,
Yeah.
um.
Well, at least we can speak plainly then, Lord Skurlock. And just sits down.
A refreshing and rare luxury in these times.
Didn't mean to, sort of drop in on you, but
He slides
just
through it,
hold it
like,
like
yeah, he
Yeah.
gives you the glass of whiskey. He isn't holding one himself. He I don't think you've seen him eat or drink.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I had my friend. Would I use your code name, or would I even give a fuck anymore? I had one of my associates, Deckert. He, let's just say we're related by law. He told me about how my sister came to visit him.
He is silently listening, not moving a muscle, not blinking. He is just watching and listening until like it seems obvious that you should speak.
Mm-hmm.
That he should speak. Sorry.
And she shouldn't have come to visit this late. Did you tell me that like she had ghost friends?
Yeah, like Grind held nothing back when giving you the full account.
Yeah. He told me she went, like, some ghost friends of hers taught her how to stay sane, and but she couldn't come visit, and the fact that she came to visit means she's no longer affiliated. I worry that now that she doesn't
turn before long.
Do you have the knowledge
Continue
to save her?
Yes.
Could you teach me this knowledge?
Yes.
Sorry, I have episode 3 in my head now.
Okay, he says, I could. That would be a long and painful process, but I could. If you wish, I could also provide the method to save her without the knowledge. A body for her to inhabit without losing herself to it.
Oh, so he thought I meant like teach me how to do it and I'll do it rather than.
That's what he thought. That's what I thought you said. Can you teach?
Oh,
can you teach me how to save her? And he's saying, yes, I could teach you how to prepare vampire corpses or things like that, or I could just give you a prepared vampire corpse.
Does he explicitly say vampire?
No,
corpse?
He doesn't explicitly say vampire. I'm just I'm giving you the shorthand of what he means.
Fair.
Okay.
What's you didn't catch? Like Robot Wife. How do you feel about vampire? The catch is she's a vampire.
I think he mentions like she. Once a spirit has separated from their original body, they are not the same again. She will live, in a sense, somewhat like myself. She will still need to feed on... I'm double checking, actually, if the Blades vampires need blood, necessarily. But he describes like she's not going to live like a normal person. Yeah, if someone can look that up, let me know.
Yeah.
And then, of course, after he describes whatever it is, he says, and then, of course, there is the cost. It takes a manner of exotic resources and skill to create such an artifact.
If you give me the list, I can find it.
It's 218.
No, I was thinking that in character.
In character. I have everything.
You give me the list, I'll go shopping.
No, it's what I want to charge for this service.
Oh. Do you like curiosities?
It is dangerous to be curious in the dusk.
I think you're a dangerous man.
He just
I'm a bit of a daredevil myself.
He smiles wryly at this. Okay, so they do actually, yes, they don't feed on... Okay, yeah, life essence, blood.
They don't necessarily feed on blood, but there's a telltale on however they do feed.
Yeah, they feed on blood or something like it. So he specifically he'll mention that, like, she will still need to feed.
She'll need to feed on something.
feeding is how you heal.
Yeah, but it isn't something she won't be insane anymore. She won't be at risk of that.
Yeah, you get a new vice. The new vice is life essence consumed from a living human being. That's your only vice if you're a vampire.
Yep.
You can use downtime to hunt to indulge your vice. And when you indulge your vice, you fill your healing clock.
Yep. Okay, so yeah, that's what
She's a vampire. Yeah. She has to eat people.
Exactly. But you were mentioning curiosity, so yeah, let's continue this.
Yeah. I'm sure you know my connection to my bird. I don't know how you see.
Do. It's fascinating. 2 spirits, 2 bodies, and yet you are somewhat of a ghost yourself. You're not bound within your body, and your bird's not within his.
I can tell you the information I know.
He shakes his head. I would examine you myself. I promise there would be no permanent damage.
What level of harm are we talking here?
Creepy old guy's inviting you into his basement. You never say yes.
When you're haunted, you do.
I think that depends. It can vary between 1 to 3. I'm gonna make a roll for him. The better he does, the lower your harm.
I have a counter offer. It's not all at once right now. I come back here every so often. Essentially, make him my new vice.
Oh.
I don't know. Would that be your vice? Like, would him if he shares the information with you?
No, if he does it for me, I owe him now, and he studies me. That's like my vice.
I like it. I don't. It's up to you to decide basically how this reduces your stress. I do like the idea of it though. Like, is it just what was the vice type?
Obligation.
It's like
obligation.
Weird.
Yeah, obligation.
Oh, obligation or weird or
yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
Yeah, I have an obligation to go to him, and like he does weird shit on me, but not like hurting me.
Let's make a roll. I think.
What kind of roll?
Will be, I think, controlled. Like, if things go badly, at worst, he'll just say no. So I think it's still controlled, even though this is Skurlock. He wouldn't kidnap you or anything like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah,
we're on neutral terms.
Exactly. I think
I assume it's
Sway.
No, he's on 0.
He's on 0
when I looked.
0, but professional.
Yeah.
Yeah, this will be controlled. This will be, I think, standard effect. I think he can be convinced to do this pretty normally.
I mean, worst case, I just take some damage, right?
Yeah.
He goes no, and I go, all right, just do it all at once.
Exactly.
Controlled, standard. Sort of devil's bargain. Do you want to start a new clock? Well, I'm assuming the harm comes from the roll anyway, right?
There will be harm based on his roll, yeah. So I don't think that will
make sense.
He starts getting loose with his knowledge of who the Phoenix is because he's so excited about talking about his experiment.
Doesn't fit him.
It doesn't feel right.
He doesn't have friends.
I think I'm gonna start a clock if you accept, and it will be because he's gonna provide you the vampire corpse and stuff like that. So I think it's basically rumors of a vampire with you guys get out. Like it's like people, like, as he's giving the vampire corpse, people notice.
Yeah, there's more vampiring happening in Duskfall.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Love this too.
We're going
Love
all in
how,
with the creepy.
the bomb revolutionaries have gotten so enmeshed with the cult.
Yeah.
Well, we're kind of a cult anyway.
I mean, if there's one substrate of society that would like to upset the status quo, it's the supernatural ones. Like,
Where else are we gonna find allies in this? Like, that no one wants to ruin everything like we do, except for people that aren't part of everything.
I'm gonna call
we
it and
we
double
can't
check.
trust the man. We can't.
Oh, you already
like.
rolled. Okay, I was gonna
Yeah, I
call it
already rolled.
Spirit Wardens learn of another vampire because they're the ones who would act on it.
Oh, that's fine.
Okay, so it's gonna take it.
We can't trust the man because we're fighting against the man.
Yeah.
Ulf, who we thought was cool, is now kind of turning sour. We got to turn to the demons and the vampires now.
Okay. So
at
he,
least we know
can't
they
wait to
keep
see
up
what
their
they
end of the
ask us
deal.
to do.
yeah, he accepts, but he's not gonna give you the corpse until after you visit
See him once. Yeah.
Also, you gotta convince Grind to do Ghost Wife.
Oh yeah, that's all. That's a given.
That's a whole different thing.
Yes.
Well, I guess you don't have to convince him.
I
You
could
can
just.
do it.
I
Yeah,
could say, hey, I have a way for her to be good, and then we can
I'm
deal
not
with
gonna
that.
tell you any details. Okay.
But I'm saying hypothetically, you could just do
Yes.
it and not talk to Grind about it, but that's kind of a dick move. Be like, I took your wife and I put her in this body, and now she eats people.
Okay. Let's.
Way to like factory farm, like make a blood substitute.
No,
Bringing
it's
in
not
people
blood.
hurting.
It's
I'm not-
specifically feeding off of living people.
It's life essence of some type. So you
From a
could like
living
distill
being.
cows or something. Yeah.
It says
Yeah.
living.
It does say from a living being, and so it's that is intentionally has a lot of interpretations to it.
Yeah, you
Anyways,
can't farm it, but
is there anything to do before? Do you want to just go into the score and then end of session? Is there anything you guys want to do before the score?
I think we're just at end of session. We'll just do the engagement roll.
Actually, I am going to spend my last coin and indulge my vice again if that's an issue. If that's something I can do, because
Oh yeah,
I have way
absolutely.
too much stress.
Sorry.
So is Skurlock a new obligation now?
Yes, you succeeded, Skurlock. Yeah, no, that will be very interesting.
What do I call it?
Thank you.
Magical
Skurlock examination.
I'm gonna say paging Dr. Skurlock.
Okay. No, this session suddenly made, like, between that and the Demon Pact, like, you guys are now involved in a lot more weird stuff right now.
That's because we rolled Demon Pact, is the only thing.
Yes. That's
I
true.
mean, if you give me a choice that has Demon Pact, I'm gonna take Demon Pact every fucking time.
Cool.
Okay. Let's do the end of session then if there's nothing else. Do
Yeah.
the score next turn. Next
I think we
week.
should do crew XP first, because that's next to none.
Acquire anything.
Nope.
No.
No.
No, we didn't
Hit
do
the
any job
challenges above
at
our current
all.
station.
Yes.
No.
With
Yes,
Ulf.
actually.
Ulf is actually above your current station.
Ulf
So
and
were the Spirit
Tara.
Wardens.
Demons.
Tara, Skurlock, Spirit Wardens. 2
We
extra.
take our-
do.
Bolster your crew's reputation?
Yes.
I'd go with that.
Driven. Explosive.
Yeah. Also, we told Ulf we're gonna do it.
Explosive in just telling him to get out of the
Yeah.
house.
Okay.
I'm not sure I'd give 2, but I would give 1.
Yeah, I'd say 1 for bolster crew's
One for that?
reputation.
All right, that's filled.
All right.
And express the goals, drives, inner conflict, and essential nature of the crew.
Of the crew itself.
Yes, I'd say 2.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah. Well,
We
I
had
think even the
intercom
last
flight,
thing with
we had goals,
Skurlock
we had drives.
is to do with it. Maybe there might have only been one PC there, but it was about 2 PCs, and it was I would say even that a little.
Like that's a conflict that is going to happen now.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because we cleared the crew thing, we gotta spend it immediately, do we?
We'll talk about that in between the weeks, but yes, you get an advance immediately. So you could get the advance to, instead of having the score be getting the gang, you could just spend the advance to get the gang instantly, and then the whole score would just be about getting the turf.
Yeah.
It will be an easier score because you just have to do one of the goals instead of both.
To be honest, it partially makes sense.
And fighting
more
with
so.
enemies is
But I
easier.
think that's something to discuss, I guess.
We'll do that in between sessions, yep. Okay.
Yep.
We'll figure it out. We'll figure out. We'll decide an upgrade between the next 2 weeks.
Correct.
Yeah.
Who's
We'll
next?
make a note in the sheet for +1 upgrade. Not that we're going to forget, but, help.
We could also take a cord because we now have a +3.
Okay.
Yeah, that would count as
we'll
turf,
talk about
but
it. We'll get
We'll
to it.
talk.
We'll talk about it.
Canals are turf. Beautiful.
Yes.
Terrifying.
The demons count as turf.
All right.
Yeah, personal
Wants to go
XP.
first?
I can, I guess. Technical skill or mayhem. Does doctoring count as technical skill? I feel like it does.
Yeah, but was that a problem? Was it a challenge?
Just
I mean,
the skill in getting away from
Pe-
the
people
spirit
being
wardens.
wounded is a challenge, in
Yeah.
my opinion.
I just meant
I think-
challenge in game terms, like the downs. There was no penalty for failing a tinker roll that way.
Other than people still being wounded for the next score.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think if you make a roll for it, I think it counts as a challenge, right?
I can
Because
see
otherwise-
either way, honestly.
You
Sure.
get for sure 1 from that for the, like, hey, I'm going to make a ghost bomb.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. At the very least, you get 1. I'm not saying like it would be none, but my point was on the healing. I'm not. That's a weird.
I mean,
weird
the
point.
anathema one. I keep calling it anathema. You weren't making anathema. You made it enticing to spirits.
Enticing.
That distraction is absolutely one, I think.
Okay. Expect police drives, heritage, or background. I'm grabbing 2 here.
That seems fair.
The entire walking out, wanting to kill Ulf, that kind of thing, and going along with Adric to make sure that we know who we're fighting.
Yeah.
Issues from my vices or traumas. Yeah, not really, I guess.
Not right now. We're slowly filling up the heartcom clock, but it hasn't filled yet.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not a vice or trauma either.
True.
The problem is
I
that,
think
like,
it'll come
my
up when
vice.
When it comes to your vice. It is related to your vice.
Yeah. That's why I was trying to press on that whole, like, he's depressed and going out and doing this because everything's awful.
Mm-hmm. But I think we just had a lot going on. Okay.
Yeah.
Who is next?
I could go. Mine will be short. I never rolled a desperate action. I used rhetoric exactly once, and I destroyed nothing.
Yeah.
So that's 1. I definitely expressed beliefs, drives, heritage, or background at least once, maybe twice. Yeah.
I know. Definitely when it comes to Ulf, like you talked about how the crew is run and how that works, and
That was the rhetoric. That was my rhetoric point. Was the argument wasn't that? Oh no, he's abandoning.
I could also
you.
see like you specifically wanted to be friends with everyone and then figure it out later.
Yeah. Well, okay, I'll take that for drive. It's like, yeah, we'll sort it in the back end, but the idea of push people to like just like say we're gonna do it and then back off later is not probably not the best way to do it, but it's kind of how he approaches these problems. He's not a fighter. I don't have like fighting skills at all, so that seems drivey. Take one from that. I don't really. I'm kind of vices are shaky because I don't really have one right now because I kind of got. I lost my. I didn't deal with it. If I dealt with finding a new vice, I'd say I could get the vice one, but I don't have a person currently. I don't have a purveyor, so I'm kind of between all of that. And I don't have trauma, so
yeah,
that's like 2x total.
Okay.
I can go if we're good with that.
Mm-hmm.
So mine is... Where am I? Just counts with violence or coercion. I'd give 1 for Ulf, but nothing else there. Express your beliefs, drives, heritage, or background. I would actually take 2 there, I think. 1 was the act of, okay, I'm not going to go up and talk to the gondoliers or do anything else. I'm going to, spy on them without any kind of info, so that they don't know anything about me. And then the second point would probably be, again, threatening Ulf.
Also, your sister. That's background.
Pardon?
Your sister is also
Yeah.
part of the background in the same scene.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
For Vice and Trauma,
Don't
I'd
go for
give
front of
1
your sister.
on just, again, the paranoid of checking the spirit wardens and just always making sure that there is something going on. And that did lead us into a problem.
Yep, that's true.
Mhm.
That's the only double desperate where, like... Because
It kind of
Gone well.
it was desperate in that, yeah, it's bad if they saw you. It's, they're not going to start shooting at you in the middle of the street, though. So it was weird in that, yeah. But, I might start a clock for the Spirit Wardens finding you, but they have bigger problems right now, frankly.
yeah.
Even
Holy
in
spirits showing up all over the city.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's up with these demons? I think for address a challenge of tracking or violence, I think tracking for, trying to find a pet, right? I did have a hunt roll at the beginning. My brain is failing me. Why did I roll hunt? I didn't shoot something. I was tracking something.
You were tracking Satara.
Right. That's what it was. So tracking Satara. I don't think, because based on what I said, addressing a challenge is rolling for it. I didn't roll for like saying Ulf get out. I just helped, right? I don't think that counts, but
Not for just
I will
helping, no.
count it. Yeah, I will count it for beliefs, drives, heritage, or background.
Yep.
I think I get 2 there because one being like, yo, dude, we're like in this together. Why you being a dick? And then also helping Adric, because based on the whole conversation before, like, I don't want you to feel like you have to murder with us. Like, go open your orphanage. Like, go do that. Like, don't be here if you don't want to be here. But like,
And I specifically asked you along because of that conversation. So
yeah.
Nice.
And your
2 there.
Sherlock scene as background.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm counting that for
You have a
vice
new
or trauma.
vice. Yeah.
I have a new vice, and I did it because of my trauma, and also
Oh, yeah.
I got the pet because of the trauma, right? Like,
True.
I think that's a double. I'm not putting it in playbook. I'm deciding whether to put it in resolve or prowess because that would level both of those up. I'll figure that out while over the break.
Okay.
Yep.
And that's it. That is
Woo.
everything.
Yeah, that was super exciting session because we did a lot of setup for, like, all right, let's hit the ground rolling because we got, I think, at least two, maybe 3 scores just back to back to back now.
Yeah.
That's one of the things I find about Blades in the Dark is as you keep playing it, it snowballs in terms of just everything going on and how many things are to do. And I think when you get to a certain point, I think eventually there's so many things going on you can't
do all
every
of
score you want to do. We're not at that point yet. But depending on how things go, it might come up. I want to actually specifically manage it so it isn't always at that, at least. Because that'll make it much more difficult to close off when we were ready to.
do we want to roll the engagement roll?
I would like to.
I say we do it. I say we just do
let's
it
do
next
engagement right now.
Loadout
Switch
is
back
heavy,
to
for sure.
Yeah, pick your loadouts. Let's do this.
Yeah, just so we know sort of like what
are
we're
we
getting
getting
into.
Yeah.
So we can think over the week like, all right, well, here's how things could go back.
The only thing to keep in mind the only reason you might not want to choose heavy is that you're slower if you have heavy.
We're taking a defensive position though, so I think heavy is fine.
Yeah, if you don't expect to be chasing people, then it's fine.
I'm probably gonna go normal because it's not super war. It seems enough. The -1's fine for me. I'll figure it out.
If it's 1 more, then yeah, I'll take normal because being fast is kind of what my thing is.
Okay.
Yeah, I'll take normal as well.
Yeah, the getting around. Like, I'm definitely not going light, but the getting around matters too much for this. To, like,
It'd be
hold an area.
If heavy was like 7, then I'd probably do heavy.
But for 1 more...
Yeah, it's not really worth it. That's
just
fair.
Bring the axe instead of the knives and we're fine, so...
Okay. So,
Yeah.
Start at 1 die for sheer luck. 1 die if it's particularly bold or daring. I would say it is, actually.
Oh, okay.
Well, you're like saying, hey, no, we're like, you may have paid the crows, but you're saying, like, yeah, in the middle of all this chaos, because there is chaos, this is ours now. You're expanding your territory. And it's not just you're expanding territory, you're expanding territory and saying, and anyone who wants to join us will kill your enemies if they come looking for you. Like, that is bold.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Now let's see what enemies come.
Yes, exactly. It's not overly complex or contingent on many factors. Does the plan expose a vulnerability or in this of the target or hit them where they're weakest, or in this case, I'm actually going to switch the two kind of for this.
Yeah, switch it for because we're defending.
If you
right?
are strongest against this approach or have particular defenses in place, which you do, 3 dice. If there's a specific vulnerability from you or hitting you or weakest minds, I don't think that's the case.
No.
You are prepared for this. If any of your friends or contacts can provide aid or insight for this operation, we never acted on the police guy or anything like that.
No.
I think so. I don't think that's the case. We're still at 3 dice.
We're just doing it.
Do we want to just pull in Marlene? I've got a fighter on hand, or a vicious thug, but I think the fighter might be a better call here.
You could call in the fighter, like, yo, help me hold the stairs, right? Like, we could call him in as, like, a contractor.
Pretty sure it's her, but I'll figure that out next.
Oh,
Okay, you are planning to call her in, though, and you're going to do that for this.
Sure, we'll call her in, and I'll actually pretend that she has a personality and figure that out.
We'll do that next session, but if it succeeds, it'll be 4 dice.
Okay.
Let's do it now real quick, I think. Because it depends on if she doesn't come. Because I think you'll have to convince her, I think.
Yeah, just make a consort roll, like a controlled consort.
Okay, how do you convince her? Let's speed through this scene.
Let's go with not consort.
Okay.
Yeah, you just tell her to show up.
Is she
Yeah,
what's it called?
basically.
Is she a fighter or something like that?
It actually says pugilist there, so
so she's
going
like
to guess that
box.
She's a boxer. Is she just like you just find her in like an underground fight ring, basically? Like bruises
I was
on her
really
face.
bored when I first came here, and I had nothing to do, so I went around these different places, and I saw and met her.
Yeah, no, she like just won her match. Of course, she just won her match, and she, and you can go meet her after that.
We're gonna meet her and basically say, "Hey, look, we have this thing. We want to do this thing. I want you to show up."
Okay.
No, stand in this alley and punch anything that walks into it.
All right. You can roll to command.
Does position or anything matter?
Yes, this is still free play, I think, unless you wanted to do it as a downtime action.
Free play. I don't have the money.
Okay. Controlled. She's a friend, and I think standard. She's used to this a bit. She's attacking people.
She likes to fight.
Yeah.
All right. And anyone want? No, that's giving all you guys stress. Anyone want to come with and help, though? I'll give the option at least.
No,
It's your friend.
Yep, sounds good.
Okay.
Let's see.
Crit!
She's bringing friends.
She brings her friends. Yeah, exactly.
The UFC is now going to help us out.
So I think, that's what she does. She's just like, all right, just a minute. Hey, like she calls out to her crew, basically. It's like, I think like 5 of them are going to show up and help.
She calls out to her dojo.
Yeah. That's great. Okay.
Awesome.
So 4 dice now in the engagement roll.
Oh, that would be good for
Could that
the
give
ball.
us an additional die? Because
It does not, but it will, like, you'll have a gang helping you for this fight, for everything happening here.
A gang helping us even if we don't take that upgrade.
Yes. You'll have a gang helping you even if you do not take the upgrade for this job. All right.
And then
tier,
any
scale,
additional die
situational,
depending on
advantages,
other factors.
Tier difference, that kind of stuff.
Who are we specifically targeting? If it's the people of
the people of Crowsfoot, but it's not, you're not attacking them. It's like remnants of the red sashes are mostly. There are other people who I've written down who might show up. I think there's one big part of it that I'm going to give a minus die. I'm not going to give you a minus die without telling you why. And that is that Hmm?
I was going to say, is it a quality issue like bad guys?
No, yes and no. It is that the Bluecoats are also pushing into this area.
Yeah.
No, like they've always wanted to push into and take control of Crowsfoot back, and now is the time to do it. And they're not going to be focusing specifically on your area. They'll be focusing on all of Crowsfoot, but they might show up. So I think it'll be down to 3. Who wants to roll the 3 dice? Engage and roll.
Let's do Adric because Adric's friend is coming.
Yeah, I think Adric just bought this one. Yeah.
All right, 3 dice.
Yeah, roll engagement on the Fuse. It's on the Fusewrights Union page.
Oh, okay.
Oh, the crew. Oh, nice.
Yeah, the crew sheet has an engagement button.
Sweet.
Oh, right. Roll engagement. Beautiful.
3 dice. 6.
Sick.
There we go.
Very nice. This should go really well. All right.
Why did you say
Well, it should start really well.
It should start really well. Then it'll just, yeah. Okay. Well, I'll say this with a 6. I don't think the Bluecoats are focusing on you guys right now. None of them show up.
They're focusing more on the Crows.
Yeah. Okay. We'll be back next week. Thank you everyone for watching. We'll be jumping into the score and seeing how this expansion goes.
Yeah.
We'll be back in 1 week's time. Stay tuned.